How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews back with another mystery beer. Mystery beer courtesy of Tim. Glad I didn't forget it this time. Yeah, mystery beers. People send them to me. I open them, I drink them. There you go. Want to know the whole spiel? You can go check out the other ones I've done. As far as this one goes, classic paper towel, a little bit of electrical tape, and one big old Tim name on there. I was going to make a running joke of me forgetting his name the whole time, but I didn't feel like doing it this time. So let's dive into it, see what she's got. Yeah, oh, clear. What do we have going on here? This is a pretty damn clear beer, to be perfectly honest with you. Might be a little bit challenged today. I'm a little bit nasally, just getting off a little bit of a cold, so put it to test. Honestly, it looks like Pilsner. It looks like lager. It could be anything from somebody's kind of like what people are producing today in the craft world, trying to get in the whole lager game, or it could be something super classic. This, for all I know, this could be Bud Light. That's the kind of look it has. It just has a slightly soapy, but mainly rocky kind of head to it, with a really just super clear body with ever so slightest bit of carbonation. So yeah, she looks the part of somebody's kind of Pilsner lager, or even just like a macro lager from a distance. Schnoz might not be up to snuff this time. Let's see what she's got. Yeah, I mean, she kind of smells like a macro lager. There's a little bit extra to it, though. I think there is. It's almost like one of those things where I'm kind of like a little bit like, am I really smelling what am I smelling? Because of how off kilter the old Schnoz is. Yeah, but she's got, it's a Pilsner, kind of virgin and kind of macro lager realm. I'm not getting a super corn kind of sweetness on it, but at the same time, I'm not getting like any kind of funky kind of sulfury vibes from it. It smells super, I want to use the word clean, but I think I should use the word boring, because there's really not much to it. Again, that could be my Schnoz at work. The taste might reveal a little bit more. But honestly, she smells like somebody's macro lager, or maybe somebody's craft version of a Mexican lager. Let's put it that way. Let's just dive in. Cheers. Okay. What is that? It's a macro lager. It has to be. It has to be. I'm trying to really kind of dive into it and try to figure out which one it is. The only reason I'm having a little bit of hesitance on this one is because Tim said this off from Georgia. And immediately what jumps in my brain is from Atlanta. I had a beer from, I forget the name of the brewery, but it was called, I think it was called the Emergency Drinking Beer. And it reminds me of that. It reminds me of kind of a craft version of Mexican lager, but there's nothing kind of extra special redeemable to it. So I'm kind of just strictly in that macro lager kind of a realm with it. I kind of think this is just like one of the big guys. I don't think it's Miller Lite. I don't think it's Miller Lite. I kind of want to go like Labatt Blue on it, to be perfectly honest with you, because there's nothing overtly negative to it. There's a little bit of banana ester in there. Could it be? Is this Coors Banquet beer? I'm going to say this is Coors Banquet beer. I'm probably going to be totally wrong, and this is probably going to be some kind of craft version of this, and whoever made it is going to get pissed, but I just remember reading an article from the, I forget who it was speaking about it, but I remember reading an article talking about how there is a kind of soft kind of banana ester to a Coors Banquet beer. It has all the bits and pieces of it being a macro lager, but there's that little bit of extra kind of yeast ester to where you get a little bit of soft banana on it, and that's pretty much it. Honestly, it's not a negative beer. It's not like, you know, it doesn't taste overly horrible, but you do get a little bit of those soft kind of corny kind of vibes from it. More like corn sweetness, not necessarily like a corn kind of overt taste to it, but there is that additional sweetness. There's nothing as far as really any bearing content to it whatsoever. Probably just enough to kind of balance off any sweetness that it does has. But any redeeming quality would be that soft banana to it. I'm not getting it a ton on the nose. Like I said, I'm a little bit nasally, so it's coming through more in the taste, but 4.6% macro lager Coors Banquet beer. Let's see what Tim has to offer here, buddy. Ooh, spilling shit everywhere. Pull the old T off there. Ah, it's PBR. I missed it, but you know, I'm okay with being where I was on this one. You know what I mean? It was somebody's version of a macro lager, and that's pretty much what it was. Original Blue Ribbon beer. Nature's purest or choicest products provide its prized flavor. Only the finest hops and grains were used. Selected as an American Best 1993. Yeah, you know what? I never really hated on Pabst all that much. I chugged them when I was younger. I chugged them when they became super popular with the old hipster Brooklyn crowd. And, I'm not going to lie. I have myself a little bit of Pabst every now and then. It's essentially a Coors product at this point, being that they're beholden to Coors to kind of make the beer, even though they make the old PBR recipe. But it's produced exclusively at this point by Coors, to the point where they just signed a new deal. At some point, I assume this is just going to become a Coors product. But, I mean, it was pretty kind of distinct from the get. I always had to fight myself towards it because I wanted to believe it was going to be somebody craft trying to make a macro lager. But in the end, it just didn't have anything to really kind of showcase itself as an elevated version of a macro beer. Because even a craft person, if they're trying to duplicate the kind of macro lager thing, they're going to bring a little bit of extra kind of cleanliness or kind of crispness or something that elevates the beer beyond the macro lager realm and didn't do it. Now, I said I got a little bit of soft banana, and so it kind of steered me into the banquet beer territory, but, I think we're kind of splitting hairs at that point, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, I'm not going to hate on some PBR, man. I'll chug some PBR, and it's kind of a good one. I always kick off my mystery beers or kick off my beer review sessions with a mystery beer if I have them. And this is a good one to kick it off with because it's not going to overpower anything else that I dive into. And I know that the schnoz isn't up to snuff, but I'm kind of impressed, even with a little bit of schnifflies going on. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better macro lagers I've had as of late. I've had worse, let's put it that way. Value and availability, it's PBR. You can probably get these for less than, 16 ounces, probably, 50 cents a can, I assume. And leave you with, if you like what we like this, if you like chugging fucking beers, like chugging, like grabbing a 30 rack, going fishing, and just rip roaring on a 30 rack of beers, this is going to do you right. Sure, I'm a bit more of a Jenny Cream Ale man myself. You guys know that, but yeah. There we go. A little bit PBR in your life. How about that? So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little mystery beer right now. Macro or otherwise. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.